Hi, I'm Julie and welcome to class. Today we are going to be going around the block. We're going to be using yoga blocks not only for support and depth, but also to add some agility, strength, mobility, and maybe a few other challenges along the way that you might not be expecting. If you don't have a set of yoga blocks, do the class anyway. They're not necessary. You can also substitute a pair of large, sturdy books that are about the same height if you want. We're going to begin in a wide-legged child's pose, so set the blocks kind of next to your side. This is a level 2 or intermediate class, so I will be providing options along the way, and take whatever variations feel good for your body today. So settle in. Knees are wide. Arms are outstretched in front of you. Again, blocks just kind of next to your sides. And let's take a few moments here. Start to inhale and exhale through the nose. See if it's possible to hit the off switch on all the extra noise in your head so that you can stay mentally present here on the mat. Walk the hands over to the right. Extend left fingertips just a little bit further than the right hand. Walk the hands over to the left. Nice length in this right side body. Bring the hands back to center, and then take your blocks, stack them on the long end, and rest them directly under your shoulder joint here. So you're lying, blocks under the shoulder joints. Arms can be outstretched in front of you or next to the sides, just allowing the chest to lower towards the mat. Feeling nice support from the blocks here. If your hands are in front of you, take the arms next to the sides. And then reach around and clasp the hands behind the backs. If your hands don't come together, it's not a problem. Grab the sides of your shirt or just leave them resting on your lower back here. Take the hands away from the back. Bring the hands over to the left hip crease. Let your left elbow drop down towards the ground. Release, take the hands over to the right hip crease, same thing. Allow the elbow to relax. One more time, hands back to center. Change the clasp of the hands so that the opposite thumb is on top. Reach the arms or the hands away from the back. Hands to left hip crease. Hams to right hip crease. Release the clasp of the hands. Put them on the blocks and just lift the head, slide the blocks forward, rest the forearms on the blocks, lower the chest to the ground. Forearms stay on the blocks. Lift the hips now. Bring the knees together. You're setting up for puppy pose. Hips directly above the knees. Arms are still extended. Forearms on blocks. Release from puppy pose. Bring yourself into tabletop. Hands are on the blocks. They're on their lowest setting. Let's get into the wrists a little bit. Reaching or just tilting the body forward so that your shoulders come in front of your wrists. Drawing the hips back and forth here. Taking the weight into the hands, into the fingers. Turn the fingers to the long side of the mat and rock back and forth. Come to stillness here. We're going to begin our main sequence now. Keeping the hands on the blocks, left hand on the block, lift the right hand and take it behind the head. Twisting the shoulder open. We're going to exhale and we're going to bring our right elbow inside the block on the left hand, underneath the left hand. And then as you inhale, twist the arm up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, twist it open, twisting from the mid-back and the core. Exhale to lower it down. Inhale, lift it up, hold here. Exhale, both hands on blocks. Come onto the balls of the feet, hover the knees just about an inch off the ground. You're in a hovering tabletop now. Left foot lifts, left knee taps the left elbow. Set the toes down. One more time, we'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Set the left knee down. Extend the right leg, left arm, bird dog. Right toes point down towards the mat. Holding here. Lower everything back down to the ground. Grab the block with the left hand and extend arm and leg one more time. Let's crunch knee to elbow under the chest, hugging knee close to chest. Extending. Crunching. Extending one more time. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Extend again. This time, sweep the left arm over to the side and the right leg out to the side. Bring everything back to center. Set it down. Let's change sides. Come to your hovering tabletop. This time, right knee, right elbow for 1, 2, and 3. Hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Set right knee down. Extend left leg and right arm. Bird dog. Lower everything down. Grab the block. Re-extend with the block. and crunch it in. Third time, let's hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Extend arm and leg. Take it out to the side. Sweep it back to center and lower everything down to tabletop. Let's repeat that same sequence and add on. Right hand comes behind the right ear again. Inhale to open the shoulder. Exhale, elbow inside left hand. Inhale. Exhale down. One more time. Hold it here at the top. And then tap the elbow down again. Make your way to hovering tabletop. Left knee, left elbow for 1, 2, 3. Hold it there. Set the knee down. Extend right leg, left arm. Lower everything down. Pick up the block. Extend arm and leg, same arm and leg as last time. Crunch it in for 1, 2, and 3. Hold it there. Extend arm and leg again and sweep it out to the side. Back to center. Lowering down, second side. Left hand behind the head. Exhale, tap it down for 1, 2, and 3. Hold it open. Exhale it down. Hover your tabletop. And take right knee, right elbow for 1, 2, 3. We hold for 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Left leg, right arm. Lower it down. Grab the block. Re-extend. And crunch it in for 1, 2, 3. Hold it there. Hug that knee to the chest. Re-extend. Sweep everything out to the side. Sweep back to center. Lower everything down. Push your way to downward facing dog, hands on blocks. Breathe here, maybe paddle out the feet. We're going to take some very slow step throughs. So lift the right toes high on the inhale. And very slowly bring knee to chest and right foot in between the hands, step it through. We're going to reverse that. Lift the hips, hug the knee to the chest, and step back to your downward facing dog. One more time, lift the right toes high. Hug the knee to the chest, keep the hips high as you rock the body forward. Step the foot in between the hands in slow motion, and then lower the left knee, come into low lunge. Left hand stays on the block. Grab the block with the right hand and inhale, lifting up into a thoracic twist here. Rock forward so you feel a nice length in the left hip flexor. Let's just circle out that lifted arm, drawing a few circles in each direction. lower the arm. Do that slow reverse back to downward facing dog. Lift the back knee, hug right knee to chest, and then slowly step it back. Let's repeat on the second side. Inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, that super slow step through. And then reverse it. One more time. Lower the right knee. Right hand stays on the block and inhale. Left arm lifts with the block. Thoracic twist here. Circle out the arm. Change directions. And reverse it back out the way we came in slow motion. Right knee lifts. Left knee hugs to chest. Step it back to downward facing dog. And then find yourself in tabletop again. Repeating that whole sequence one more time, and again we're adding on. We begin with the right hand behind the head. Inhale to reach the elbow high. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hands to blocks, hover your tabletop. We take the left knee to the left elbow for 1, 2, and 3. Hold it there. And then set the left knee down. Bird dog with the left hand forward, but grab the block this time. Bird dog, right leg is back. Your lifted leg is super active. Your lifted arm is super active. Let's crunch it in. Knee to elbow. 2. And on this third one, let's hold our crunch. Extend arm and leg. Sweep it to the side. Setting everything back down. Changing to the second side. Left hand behind the head. Exhale as it lowers. And then hands back down to blocks, hover your tabletop. Right knee, right elbow for 1, 2, 3. Hold it there. Set it down, right arm with the block, left leg. Strong and active arm and leg. Crunch it in for 1, 2. Let's hold this third one. Extend, sweep arm and leg to the side. Back to center. Lower it down. We press back to downward facing dog. Slow step through. We'll do 1 this time with the right toes lifted. Rock it forward again, super slow motion. Right foot in between the hands. Lower the left knee. Lift the left arm with the block in hand. Find your twist. 2 circles in one direction. And 2 circles In the other direction. Lower the block down. And this time we're going to add on pushing up to a high lunge. So turn onto the ball of the back feet. Let's bring those blocks with you. Lift the body. Inhale, blocks overhead, high lunge. Big inhale and exhale. Find your warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Left hand reaches down towards the ground, right arm overhead towards the back of the mat. And then straighten the front leg for reverse triangle. As you exhale, bend back into the knee, find a warrior two briefly, and then cartwheel the hands back down to the mat. Vinyasa with or without your hands on the blocks. I'm going to place mine on the mat. Take your vinyasa. Exhale back to downward facing dog. If your hands are not on the blocks, put them back on the blocks. We're stepping forward with that left foot in a very slow step through. Inhale, toes high. Curl the knee towards the chest, very slow. Stepping the foot in between the hands, lowering the right knee. Inhale, lift the right arm for your twist. And take a few circles in each direction. Hands back down to the mat, pressing up to high lunge with the blocks. And we exhale into warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Left arm reaches towards the back of the mat. Front knee is still bent. And now reverse your triangle. So straighten that front leg. Still reaching back with the left arm. Find your warrior two briefly. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Your vinyasa. Make your way into Tadasana or mountain pose at the top of the mat. Feet come to the hands. And bring the blocks with you as you find a slow rise to stand here. When you get to the top, inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, lower the arms by the sides. Step out to a goddess pose, leading with the left foot. Left foot reaches towards the back of the mat and set one of your blocks at the back of the mat here. Deep bend in both knees. The block comes at its widest setting in between the forearms. You're squeezing into the block with your arms. The block is in front of your face. Elbows are bent. We're going to forward fold, reaching the elbows down towards the hips here. Stay in your goddess pose with your bottom half. Inhale it back up. Triceps come parallel to the mat. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. One more time, you're really pressing into the block with your forearms. Creating strength there. And then come up onto the tiptoes, rotate everything to the back of the mat. With or without blocks, we're going to come into a pyramid pose. So you might want to shorten your stance a little bit. Both legs are straight. We're forward folding over the front leg. Again, hands on blocks if you want it. Or you can be hands free. The hip points are square to the back edge of the mat here. And again, with or without blocks, we're lowering our hands to the ground, setting up for a standing split. Keeping the hips square, so we're not opening that right hip out to the right. Bend the right knee towards the chest, and then straighten the right leg, lifting the leg high. A couple more times. Bend the knee, bring it to the chest. Straighten the right leg, lift it high. Creating as much activation in the lifted leg as you do the standing leg. One more time. Squeeze knee to chest. Lift it high. Lower the foot, bring the feet together. Step back with the left foot this time for that pyramid pose. Both legs are straight. Hands can be on blocks or find a hands-free pyramid here. Nice and steady breath. Hands to the ground, standing split, but start with hugging left knee to chest. Reach it high. Make sure your hip points are equal to one another, equal distant from the ground. Hug it in. Straighten the leg. One more time. Hug knee to chest. Standing splits. Activate that lifted leg. See if you can get it just a centimeter higher. Step feet back together. Step out again. Grab your blocks. Step out again with the left foot to the long side of the mat. So now your left foot is pointing towards the top of the mat. You can deposit one block at the top of the mat. This time, your palms push into the block and we set up for goddess pose. Pushing the palms into the block as much as possible. Elbows stay bent, chest height. And you can pulse up and down here. Really activate those shoulders. Rotate all the way back to the top of the mat and find yourself in a forward fold. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, return to your forward fold. Take it back, your vinyasa. Strong core to exhale to down dog. Inhale, reach the right toes high. Bend into the right knee. Let's draw a couple circles forward with the knee. And a couple circles back with the knee. Option to keep circling and opening up the hip here, or if you're familiar with Wild Thing, take it into Wild Thing. Get light on the right fingertips. Drop the right foot behind you. Lower it down to the ground. Press the hips high. Left leg stay straight. You're on the ball of the right foot. Square the chest back off to the ground. Come back to your down dog. We're not on the blocks this time. We're just in a regular downward facing dog. We're going to resume with blocks here in a moment though. Inhale, the right toes lift again. Step it forward to high lunge. Grab a block as you lift. Inhale, arms overhead, block in between the hands. And then bend into the elbows. Find a little bit of a back bend here. Reaching the block down towards the ground behind you. You've got a really active back leg. Release the bend of the elbows and take the block behind the back. We're going to step forward into a warrior 3, holding the block behind the back. So get steady and stable first, and then as you're ready, shift the weight into the front foot. Kick off the back leg, find your warrior 3. Back toes are pointed down towards the ground, squeezing the shoulder blades together here. And then with control, bend into the right knee again, back to high lunge. Tap that left foot down, release the block, take the arms overhead again. One more time in that back bend. Bend the elbows. Straighten the arms, hands down to the mat, your vinyasa, or meet us in down dog. You can keep that right leg lifted if you want as you lower. Take it back to down dog. Left toes lift. Bend the left knee. Draw some circles, slow and steady. And that same option to take that into Wild Thing. Come back to downward facing dog. We're finding a slow step through with the left leg. High lunge. Bring a block with you. Arms overhead, bend into the elbows. Back bend here. Straighten the arms. Take the block behind you. We're setting up for warrior 3. Lifting up when you're ready. Nice and steady breath. And then release back to your high lunge. Right toes soften to the ground. One more time, bend into the elbows. Straighten the arms. Let's take another vinyasa. Keep the left toes lifted if you'd like. Downward facing dog. And then come down to the knees, seated on the shins. Bring the blocks behind you. We're setting up for camel pose. You can use the blocks if you'd like, next to the hips. If you don't love camel, you're welcome to do cat-cows here, or flow between a child's pose and an upward facing dog or cobra. If you'd like to do camel, you can keep the tops of the feet on the ground or come onto the balls of the feet, hands on blocks or not. And as you're ready, lift the hips, press the hips forward, squeeze the glutes. You can lower the head if it's comfortable for your neck. And then gently sit the hips back. Slowly lift the head. And come all the way to seated on the mat. Take the right hand outside of the right hip. Let's just find a nice side bend here. Roll the shoulder open. Sweep it through center. Take it to the second side. Sweep it back through center. Find a little forward fold here over the crossed legs. Release from the fold, bring the legs into a diamond shape. Let's find Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Sitting up tall first, and if you want to fold, go ahead and fold. Release from the fold. Let's bring the legs into a straddle and right elbow inside of right thigh, side bend. Keep the legs activated. The feet stay flexed. Change to the second side. If the elbow doesn't want to come inside the knee, of course, it can stay lifted here. Find the pose that works for you. And bring the knees together. We're going to make our way into Navasana, but with a block. So boat pose with a block. Bring the block in between the knees here. And feet come close to the pelvis. Spine is tall and straight. Bring yourself into Navasana. Hands can be on the ground for support, of course. Shins are parallel. You can also straighten the legs. You're pressing into the block with the knees. And then we're going to tap the feet down and lift them up. Holding that block there the whole time. Lifting and lowering. Tall through the chest. Gaze stays lifted. A couple more times. Beautiful. Set the feet down. We're coming all the way down to the back now. Bring a block with you. We've got just a little bit more of core work. This time place it between the thighs. Hands behind the head. Head and neck and chest and shoulders lift off the mat. And we lift and lower. Tap the heels to the ground. This time. Shoulder blades off the mat. Lifting and lowering the heels. We have another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that block. Let's find a passive bridge pose. Lift the hips, support the spine under the sacrum with a block, and rest here for a few breaths. Lift the hips enough so that you can withdraw the block. Keep it nearby. We're going to have it offered up for Savasana. You don't have to use it for Savasana if you don't want to, but let's take a twist now. Bend the knees. Arms come out to a T. We're going to take a really slow lower of the knees over to the left, but we're going to hover the knees about halfway there, holding here, and then allow the knees to lower all the way. Your gaze turns towards the right hand. Welcome to close the eyes now. Relax the shoulders. Support the knees with a block if you'd like, so you can help your shoulder relax. Unwind from your twist. Let's take that to the second side. Draw the knees to the chest. And again, with a slow lower, knees over to the right, pausing about halfway down. Breathing there. And then allow the knees to find the ground and your twist here. Unwind from your twist. Let's take a quick Savasana. Legs come straight. Arms next to the sides. Relax. Again, if you want to support the spine with a block in the middle of the back, go ahead and do that. You can use both blocks too if you want to support the head and the back. Allowing the chest to open. If at all possible, I encourage you to stay here in Shavasana as long as you possibly can. If you need to come out of it, release the blocks. Take a brief pause on your side. And come up to seated. Take one more full breath here. Bring your awareness to how you're feeling. I hope you enjoyed this class, maybe learned a few new ways to use blocks. I'd love to see you back here on the mat. Feel free to share this class with someone else who might be interested, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Enjoy your day.